Hello, welcome back. Chapter 1, Rational and Irrational Numbers. So, through the previous videos, we understood what are rational numbers. Today, we will be moving ahead with irrational numbers. What are irrational numbers? Very simple. The numbers which cannot be represented in the form P upon Q are called as irrational numbers. Rational numbers we can put it in the form P upon Q, whereas irrational numbers cannot be represented in the form P upon Q. In the last class we learned that rational numbers are terminating, they can be terminating or non-terminating recurring. Okay, non-terminating recurring. This we saw in the previous class. Whereas irrational numbers are non-terminating, non-recurring. They are non-terminating as well as non-recurring. No digits will recur, or the repetition, they will not follow any pattern. For example, now recurring means 0.141414. This way you will get, right? Non-terminating but recurring. Non-terminating, non-recurring means it will come in the form 0.1437001436500. See, there is no pattern. The pattern of digits are not recurring. The digits are not recurring in any pattern. Now, if this way if I show, then this means that it is terminating. So, if it is non-terminating, I have to put dots. One more example let me give. 5.67876793050 and dot dot dot. Non-recurring, there is no repetition of digits and it is non-terminating. Such numbers are called as irrational numbers, where the decimal forms are non-terminating, खत्म भी नहीं होता है and repeat भी नहीं होता है, non-recurring. Okay, non-terminating and non-recurring. You have seen such numbers? Yes. Root 2, root 3, root 4. Is it rational or irrational? What is square root of 4? You have an answer for that. Square root of 4 is 2. So this is not an irrational number. This is a rational number. This is a rational number. Are you getting an idea? After root 4, root 5. You have an answer. This is not a perfect square, no? So this is irrational number. Root 6. Do you have a perfect integer for root 6? No. So non-perfect squares. Root of non-perfect squares. They are irrational numbers. Next, root 7. Irrational number. Root 8. Irrational number. What about root 9? How much is square root of 9? 3 3s are 9. So square root of 9 answer you are getting 3. Then this is a rational number. This is a rational number. Okay. So I hope you understood what are irrational numbers. The numbers which cannot be represented in the form P upon Q, and the decimal form of such numbers, of irrational numbers, will be non-terminating, non-recurring. Say with me, irrational numbers decimal form will be non-terminating, non-recurring. Understood? And square root of non-perfect square. Such non-perfect square numbers are also irrational numbers. The most famous irrational number we know, it is pi. Pi is an irrational number. The value of pi, if you go to see, for calculation purpose we take it as 22 upon 7. But this is written, now few of you may ask me, okay, you only told that irrational numbers we can't write in P upon Q form. Then how I wrote it as 22 upon 7? You got this doubt in your mind? Yeah. This is written just for calculation easiness. Just for the calculation to be easy, so that we get our answers easily, we are taking the value of pi as 22 upon 7. Okay, just for calculation purpose. Understood? So pi is an irrational number. Then we discussed root 2 irrational number, root 5 irrational number, root 6, root 7, root 8, root 9, no, root 9's answer is 3. 3 is rational number. Root 10, root 11, like that, these all are irrational numbers. Okay. Now, from first practice set, we learned to show rational numbers on number line. Now, our aim is to show irrational numbers on number line. How to bring irrational numbers on number line? On number line, we know that you have only the integers, right? Then how to show irrational number on number line? This we will be able to do by taking help of hypotenuse side theorem or hypotenuse side test. Anyone you can call it as. We will be able to show irrational number on number line with the help of hypotenuse side test. You have learned hypotenuse side test? Yeah, from your lower class you know what is hypotenuse side test. Now keep it with you. You need it till your 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Yeah, you need it lifelong if you are going for maths. Okay. So let us take the help of hypotenuse side test and show root 2 on number line. Be ready with your geometry box also. Let us represent the question. Represent root 2 on a number line. We will show root 2 on a number line. As I told you, we will be taking the help of hypotenuse side test. I'll take a triangle, a right angle triangle. A right angle triangle is required for hypotenuse side test, right? Then how will we get the hypotenuse? So if I have a right angle triangle, the perpendicular sides, the sides containing 90 degree. These two sides I will take it as 1 unit. 1 unit, 1 unit. Perpendicular sides I'll take it as 1 unit. So let us apply hypotenuse side test here. What will be the hypotenuse? In triangle, I'll give a name. ABC, in triangle ABC, what is hypotenuse side test? By hypotenuse side test, AC square, hypotenuse square is equal to one side square AB square plus BC square. Correct now? Hypotenuse square is equal to one side square plus other side square, which is equal to, how much is AB? 1 unit, 1 square plus BC, 1 square. Okay, 1 square is 1 plus 1 square 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So AC square we got 2. Now we want root 2. How will we get root 2? Square when it goes to the other side, it becomes square root. So therefore AC is equal to square root of 2. We got root 2. So what is root 2? The hypotenuse AC became root 2. Understood? So we got root 2. We want to represent root 2 on number line. We got root 2 as the hypotenuse. Now can you represent this root 2 on number line? Very easy. Measure the length of root 2. We will measure the length of root 2, and this measure you have to show on number line. Okay. So let us do the construction. Same construction you will do here. We will first draw the number line. We'll write the point 0, 1, 2, left side -1, -2. Then we'll take 1 unit. 1 unit means 0 to 1. Same length we will take it as height, other side, and we'll draw the hypotenuse. So let's show the construction. Be ready with your compass. Okay, compass, scale, pens. Okay children, now let us show root 2 on number line. So for that I have drawn a line. We will plot the points. Now suppose we decided that both the sides we will be taking 1 unit. But if I get to take 1 centimeter on this number line, it will be too tiny, very difficult to locate. So what we will do is, we will take 1 unit as 2 centimeter. So that the figure, the triangle will be little big. 1 centimeter triangle will look too tiny, right? So what we will do is, we will take 1 unit as 2 centimeter. Okay, suppose if I take this point as 0, we will take 1 unit as 2 centimeter. Okay, only then the triangle will look little bigger. Okay, so for 2 centimeter distance we will mark the point. So after 0 take 2 centimeter and plot 1. Okay, similarly, so this will be 1 and here 2. From 0 take 2 centimeter gap. Why are we taking 2 centimeter? So that our triangle looks little big. Otherwise it will be too tiny, difficult for us to locate. So here 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. Now same figure we will draw on the number line. We want a right angle triangle. This will be CB, side CB. I'll just mark CB, so CB. Now we need a perpendicular, right? We need a perpendicular. So draw a perpendicular, just a straight line from point B. Get a perpendicular. You can also use a protractor. Keep it here. Mark 90 degree. Or just use scale and draw a perpendicular, straight line. Now, this is 1 unit. Again, I'll write here 1 unit. Write it, 1 unit. BC or CB is 1 unit. Now, height also. AB is also 1 unit. We know that 1 unit is equal to how much centimeter we have taken? 2 centimeter. So, same we will take on the height. Okay. So, same 2 centimeter you take as height. Yes. See, the same length. 2 centimeter. This is 2 centimeter. That same length I'll keep it point B and draw an arc. You will get an arc here. So that is again 1 unit. 1 unit, but we have taken 1 unit as 2 centimeter. Why? So that our triangle looks bigger. Now join. This is point A now. This was the rough figure and this is the fair one. Now join the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is AC. By hypotenuse side test, we have proved that if you take the base as 1 unit, height as 1 unit, your hypotenuse will be √2. The calculation which I showed, that you have to copy. If you just skipped it out, just rewind it and note down the steps. So this hypotenuse is your √2. Now the question is, represent √2 on number line. We got it above the number line. How will you bring it on the number line? What you will do? You will take your compass. Take your compass. Keep the compass at 0. Measure the length of the hypotenuse. See, I got the hypotenuse this much. See how I am holding the compass. Compass at 0. Measure the length of hypotenuse and draw an arc. Cut an arc here. So I am getting the arc somewhere here. Cut an arc. Keep the hypotenuse. Take the measure of hypotenuse. Compass I am keeping the steel point at 0 and measure it and draw an arc. So on the number line it is cutting at this point. This point will be √2. This point will be √2. You can measure and see. Measure the length of the hypotenuse. Now measure from 0 to √2. You will get the same measurement. Now give it a name. I'll name it as, this point is our √2. I'll name it as P. Then I'll write point P represents √2. Okay. So understood how to get √2 on number line? We will take the help of hypotenuse side. Both the perpendicular sides we will take it as 1 unit. If you take 1 unit, you will get the hypotenuse as √2. Done? Now when we learn √3, you will understand √2 much more better.